Hey, what's up, guys? English Dave here with my co-host Raven, and I was about to call you Raven. You threw me off, Sadie. I was going to say Raven and Rocket Smith. That's what I was going to call you.
Rocket Smith. That's
Rocket Smith. That's what I was going to say.
It's fine. I'm just a tag along. It's cool.
I was like Raven
also,
and
I feel
Rocket
like
Smith.
even where box is at, like on my screen, is like that's Mike's spot.
The podcast is all out of whack because we're not in the right screen positions and nobody knows what to do. Sorry, guys.
Right.
Whatever. I can't figure it out, but my screen looks great,
Decisions,
and that's the one being
I'm
recorded.
fine.
My screen's the one's being recorded, so as long as that one looks good, yeah, it's fine. We're here to talk about. I'm here. Let me start over again.
Who's here?
I said names.
Who's here? Who's
Hey,
here?
guys.
Tell us who's here, Dave.
English Dave here with my co-host Raven and Mercedes. What's up, guys?
What up, Dave?
We are here to talk the intro, not the full thing, because they didn't give it to us this time. The Boys season 2. Last time we got the whole season in one dump.
That's a nitpick for me, man.
Right. This season, they're giving us in chunks. They gave us the first 3 episodes, which we're here to talk about, but spoiler free, because we're here to talk about just the return of this series, not a review overall. We're going to talk about the expectations. Sadie, you saw the first season, so what were you expecting season 2? Did you like the first season?
Yeah, I saw the first season most recently to all of you because I was the late one. But what was I expecting? I was expecting, I mean, as they said in the trailer, like more blood and gore. And I feel like I definitely got that. And it definitely kept the same pace from season 1. So for me, going straight into it, I felt like I didn't lose anything. Like I was still on the same path. So it might be different for you guys, definitely taking a break like a few months in between.
Yeah, Raven, actually, that's a perfect segue. Coming back after a few months, Raven, what did you think about the first season, and how did you feel about coming back?
Yeah, I think I binged the first season a couple of months ago too. It was pretty late. I don't think I watched it until, I want to say like February, March. Either way, coming back into this one, I expected the same cynical badassery. Yeah, I think my favorite part of season 1 was kind of the what if factor. It's like, I think that's any superhero story, but in this, it's like, what if it's just regular people with powers, and now you're a super douche instead of a regular douchebag, so that's what I expected going in. I was interested to see what was going to happen with the boys being on the run. Obviously Butcher's kid and wife situation. So there's a couple of things like at the end that left us in a whoa. So this season moving in, like I was looking forward to having those questions answered.
I think what makes the show great for me, a lot of narratives have dealt with the reality of what it's like to have superheroes, right? Look at famously Watchmen. And a lot of comics have done that. But what I like about The Boys is that it does 2 other things. One, it shows superheroes through the lens of corporate America, right? It's a business, and the business of that, and it plays with, it's almost fourth wall breaking in terms of what comic books and superheroes have been business wise to us is a business to them. Like there's comics, there's toys, there's movies made about them. They have to do press releases. Like before they even go out to do anything, they have to make sure they have permission, and they get PR people to kind of tell them what to say.
Script.
Right, they get a script, and I think that's what takes it to another level from other stories of its kind. And then of course the point of view of the good guys, using air quotes here, of the team is the boys, right? It's the humans, but they're just all kinds of messed up themselves, and they have all kinds of issues.
Seriously.
And they're the heroes of the team.
There's a lot of trauma there that I don't know if anybody that we're unpacking, and we might need to do that before we get to end of season 2.
Right? It's like, who's more traumatic, this team or Umbrella Academy?
Exactly. Who needs
I really don't know. That's tough. I would say this
Wow.
team maybe. Because
Yeah,
this
for
team has
sure.
no powers. Umbrella Academy, at least they're special. You know?
Right.
I feel like Umbrella Academy season 2 had definitely a come to Jesus moment, and The Boys season 2, we're only 3 episodes in, and because Amazon Prime has like only given us this much, we don't
Which
know
is
if they
dumb.
have this. Yeah, it's
Shit is
that's
dumb.
what we call hashtag capitalism.
But I will give the creators benefit of the doubt. I read an interview today. The creator said they changed it this season because he said a lot happens this season that you're going to need the breaks in between. So if he doesn't hold up to that statement, then we have issues here.
Yeah,
'Cause,
exactly.
You know, like
I'm
you say,
almost mad he said it. I'm almost
Yeah,
mad he
don't
said it
say
because
that.
now
You should-
now.
this is the level you're at. You're
So
at
it's
a
like,
way
okay.
higher level, and the level at which
Yeah.
I judge you is going to be way higher because
Exactly.
you really had the nerve to be like, you going to need some digestion time. Have you seen
You're
Fringe?
at,
I mean, don't tempt
Lovecraft
us.
country level now.
It's like
Too
they're
much.
teasing
But like
us
what
to
I'm
do.
saying, like you can't hold yourself to this level, and you
Right?
just gotta, you
Yeah,
just gotta make sure
it's
you
almost
step
like
up
they're
to the
forcing
plate.
us to talk about shows that come
Every
out
week.
weekly or
Right.
have 3 episodes a week.
It's like they're trying
Like,
to tease
why
us.
would you put yourself up there? Like, I didn't want to compare you to
'cause,
these
you
other
know.
shows, you know?
But I feel like they're not going to disappoint us. Season 1 was so explosive and so.
But I feel like season 1, the
it
best
changed
part was like
a lot.
the end.
Well, here's my thing, right? And just to kind of sidetrack a bit, but we'll talk about the same thing, is like season 1, I don't know yet if this is a weekly show or a binge in one go show. Because season 1 was one big
Sure.
story. So it's like, I would love to review this every week, but one of the reasons why we're not right now is because it feels like a, watch in one go show. So our plan is to do this review, which is intro. Halfway through the season, we'll kind of look back at see where it is, and then at the end of the season, we'll look at the whole season. But if I see episode 4 and it feels like it's a good episode, I don't know. We might be tempted. We'll have to discuss that. We shall see. But let's talk about the characters coming back, the old characters coming back. Sadie's, I want to talk to you about Huey. Huey's kind of like, every time I see his expressions, I just see his dad. Just every time, and then I'll see his mom. Then I'll see his dad. Then
I
see his
see
mom.
Meg too. All I see
it's his
is Meg
stares.
and
You know when he has that stare, like that kind of like
See, that's the thing, right? Like, I didn't put it together until, like, this season. Like, I know that I knew in season 1, but I didn't really pay attention. And then this
Raven.
season, I am like, oh my. Like, he
that is
looks
Meg
so
Ryan
much like
and
Dennis Quaid and
Right?
Meg Ryan. It's
He's like a
kinda
good
creepy.
mixture. He's like a weird mixture. And it just
Yeah, but
depends
he
on
has
his
his
expression.
dad's, like, smile, that, like,
Yeah.
sideways smirk thing that he does. It's like,
He has
"Huh."
He has also the Dennis Quaid, like, you remember Frequency when Dennis Quaid would always be like, he
Yeah,
has the
just-
same
Yeah,
sort
he
of
has
like.
this-
Always like the same look.
He has the same panic and, like, flirt face. Like, that's
He has
creepy.
Meg
I wouldn't
Ryan's
want to know that I
flirt face.
flirted
Meg-
the same way as my dad. Like, that would...
No, he has
That
his
would bother me a
mom's
little.
flirt face. His mom was the rom-com
'Cause he does
queen.
the
Remember,
Dennis
guys,
Quaid,
you got
like-
mail.
side smirk, the like,
Right, that
the like
side scene.
chuckle thing.
We digress. He's the perfect product of his parents. But anyway, Huey has definitely developed into an awesome character, right, Dave?
I can't
Oh,
see
yeah.
anybody else being Huey though.
No, he's great. He's great, Huey. He also plays in one of my favorite new animated series, Star Trek Lower Decks. Shout out to that show. It's a great show. He plays one of the lead characters, and it's pretty much the same kind of personality, and he's perfect for both of them. I like his character because he takes people down this frustrating path, but morally he's right. He just goes about it too wrong because he's a lovesick puppy. But you know what? I get it, but you see, because what's happened to him, his journey. I'm trying not to spoil here, but his whole journey from season 1, obviously, like that opening moment with his girlfriend, like I can't get out of my brain.
So traumatic.
Just with the
it's
hands.
traumatic for me.
Who can?
Like,
And he's just
what?
If
standing
you
there
watch The
shaking.
Boys and just
Like,
get
what?
over the first episode and just like, oh, it's whatever, then like you don't have a soul. We've talked about this.
Right.
There's certain episodes of shows, if you just get over it, you're soulless. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think he's a character that we're going to see a lot of development. We've already seen so much development, right? What I like about his character is that they constantly remind you that he's a civilian. He is not built for this shit. Like, he's the only one.
Very much a civilian.
You know?
Very
Everybody
much a
else.
civilian. But then it's funny because as much as everyone jokes on him, they still turn to him for leadership, or like at least second in command. As much
Yes.
crap as everyone talks, like, yeah, Butcher's badass and all this other stuff, but if Butcher's not around, it's like, yo, Huey. But
Yeah, right.
and that's messed
Because
up.
he's
Like,
the
you can't.
canary.
Yeah, you can't make fun of him, on one part be like, oh, you're such a punk. And then 10 seconds later be like, but what do you think if we do this?
Right.
It's messed up. Give him his credit because he is a civilian.
And I think part of it,
so far he's saved the day way more times than you.
I think
He's
part of it is
pulled the trigger a lot more than they have.
I think I watched a montage on like YouTube of like all the times it was kind of Huey's fault, and it was just like, damn, Huey. When you watch it back to back, he's done a lot.
The thing is, right, it's his fault.
Cold-blooded.
But that's only because it's because of him. He pushes everyone to get involved and do something about it, right? He's the only one, like, if we don't do something about it, no one's going to do something about it. So it's like, if I don't say anything, no one to get involved, no one to get hurt. Yeah, but in the long run, the bad guys win. Let's also talk about the rest of the team. Raven, I'll talk to you about Billy Butcher. He has a really awesome intro. I won't go into detail, but I think his intro in season 2 is absolutely fantastic. What do you think, Carl Urban back as Billy?
So, I love Carl Urban as Billy. If it wasn't for being Carl Urban, I would hate him.
He's the best asshole. I love him.
Because he's such a douchebag. Even like everything, the way he talks, all of it. Like, I hate him, but I love Carl Urban. So it's like, I love Carl Urban's portrayal of him. So it's like,
exactly.
Fine,
it's
I'll
because
allow
he's
it.
Carl Urban. That's
like,
the only
literally,
reason why.
he'd be irredeemable for me if it was not Carl Urban. Like,
No,
I would
exactly.
be like,
I think this
him off.
season, though, they're doing, without spoiling, I think they're doing things with him this season that are kind of giving him this path of, like, not being such an asshole so much.
Yeah. But I will also say, like, I like, without spoiling, and kind of like where I think it's heading, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And just in general, even like where the season kind of ended up. Because granted, from the first episode, all I could think was this guy has to be dealing with some type of very serious trauma in order to be this angry. You're not that angry and so passionately angry, especially against, Soups, for like no reason at all, So I was waiting, I think, the entire season of season 1 to kind of see, but like, why do you hate them that much? Because he hated them more than Huey. So I was like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Huey has a good reason. And even Huey's like, chill, man. Right, all I could think was what happened. But when you end up finding out, obviously, in the end of season 1, it's like, damn, that might mess me up too. And that's the last time that you see your family, or you don't even know, what happened. And it would drive somebody nuts. So I think that knowing that going into season 2, it's easier to allow the Butcher to be the Butcher, if that makes sense.
And you understand now by this point that Butcher, the reason why he's angry, I feel like you get a sense that he used to be like Huey.
I'm calling him the Butcher.
Right, the Butcher.
He's
like,
a butcher.
Like, he used to be like Huey, and until he's just sold the world for what it really is. And so he became like super jaded. In fact, the whole team is jaded. It's Huey that kind of brings that spark back in them, because they're just like there's no point in anything. The superheroes, and what I like about the show is it reminds you of the power of the superheroes. Like you can, it's not easy.
Any major corporation,
right? Just
that insight is like oof.
Right, like if you don't have any help on the inside,
sure.
or help in any way, it's tough. Quickly talk about Mother's Milk and what's his name, Frenchie. I tell you, Frenchie's my favorite. There's something about Frenchie that I love.
So I love and don't like Frenchie for 2 reasons. So one of the big reasons I love him just because he's like an amazing, lovable guy.
That's why I love
all of his reactions to everything. I'm like, yeah, he's a great guy. But I also wonder, like, I feel like they're almost so he's French, to where, like, I need more from his character. Like, I wish that they, like, wrote in more than just, like, he's a lovable guy because he's French, I'm waiting for more of, because I don't know, I feel like he's a major part of the group, but we don't get to see him do enough other than just kind of follow. So I feel like when they brought him in, he was smart, he had skill sets, and I would like to see more of that instead of just, I got us a hideaway, I know a guy,
I think they're developing something with him. I won't go into detail, but there's that plot line that they're developing with him. I'm interested to see where that goes. If it goes anywhere, when
but I do love him.
And Mother's Milk, he has to see his children. That name,
that's my favorite. He's my MVP.
I'm also just like glad Laz Alonso finally got a role where he could just be Laz Alonso, because this is his most,
but not the asshole version. Not the asshole version.
Yeah,
I-
because
Yeah, but
let's
this
face
is
it,
like-
I feel like
he's-
he's the same guy in everything.
No, because in Fast and he's in Fast and Furious. He's just playing the arsehole version of
Yeah.
himself. Let's talk about some of the superheroes on the Seven. What I love this season so far, I feel like it's really doubling down on the DC parodies. I won't say how, but there's some awesome DC parodies that they play on. But of the Seven, who's your most interesting character? Sadie's.
Of the 7, I have to say the most interesting. I have a love-hate relationship. The Deep.
Can I tell
He
you?
is.
I feel
he
exactly
is
the
the-
same.
I
He's
hate
the
the Deep
most-
so much, but they're doing very interesting things with his.
I think the Deep is
Character.
a really important character to have in, like, just on television, because it just shows. It did show male toxic masculinity, and then I loved how in season 1 it flipped it on him and how he ended up being the victim.
Mhm.
And now, like, even though he's still in the first 3 episodes of season 2, he has not clearly gotten it, but he's still like going through it. I think it's important for people and men in general just to see that journey.
I think the Deep's character was purely created for that journey. I
Yep.
think they were like, we're gonna put this guy through this journey, so we have to set him up by doing this completely terrible.
I mean,
act.
that's what happens too when a
Yeah.
woman accuses,
Yeah.
somebody that she works with of sexual harassment, even if they
Mhm.
actually did do it.
Mhm.
They usually get the opposite side where it's like, okay, well, you're fired now because you're causing too much, turmoil in the workplace. Whether it's true or not, we just can't risk it. You gotta go. So I do
Exactly.
love that this is the flip side of that.
And then playing with this one where it goes, where, not to excuse anybody, but no one lives in a vacuum. A lot of people that do things, when you look back at the history, you see like, well, they're lashing out because of X, Y, Z. They're acting like this because of this. And so with a lot of the characters, but more so the Deep for me, they start unpacking elements about his past that you're just like, damn, this guy's all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah, that is a messed up power. Yeah, a lot of it was like, ooh.
It's
okay.
just like, I won't go to. Let's not go into details of the names of the characters, but there is a new characters added in. Raven, what do you think of the new character and the dynamics that this character could possibly bring to
I
the
feel
table?
like this character is obviously going to be a love to hate kind of character where you equal parts are like, oh, badass, and like, oh, terrible person. So yeah,
She's like a female Deep.
like you just got here and you already pissed me off. That's the
Right.
best way I can explain it. Like you just showed up here
Yes.
and already,
But I'm
you
interested
already
to see where the
provoked-
character goes because the character is shaking up the status quo, right? In terms of the old versus the new, right?
And that's
See, the
why I
thing
love
that's
to
gonna
hate.
piss me off, and this is my general prediction for this season, because I feel like I can't see Homelander making it to season 3 if there is one.
Okay.
But like, I feel like this season, the new character is almost gonna like challenge him, and that'll become the villain or whatever, and then it'll end up being about Homelander teaming up with like the bad guys kind of thing to get the common, villain, the common antagonist, and then I think then he'll die when we care. I think as soon as we're like, Homelander's a douchebag, and then he'll die.
I don't
That's
know.
my
I feel like
theory.
Homelander's the new Joffrey of like television, where
I mean, he could
Joffrey
last like
was
5,
on
6 seasons.
exactly, because he's just he's so awful, and but like what he does is technically entertaining to watch on television. So I feel like, I don't know, I think he might last a few more seasons
I
because
think-
he's just so
There's
terrible.
a couple of
Yeah.
parts I want to talk about that he did. It's so hard not to, though.
I think-
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, but I don't think they're gonna. It would be lovely if they killed him off in season 3, but I think he's the new Joffrey of television. Like, he's gonna be around to make us make us hate him.
I think
Sure.
he'll be around for a while, but
I
he'll
think
just.
a couple seasons.
I think he'll.
You're right.
His position will move around. Like he might not be part of the 7 for after.
I don't think so. I think
You
he
know,
might actually
be out of
maybe
the 7.
become a villain or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But let's quickly talk about because we didn't see him much in previous season. I can't remember if we did, but
Mr. Edgar, and I love
Yes, Mr. Edgar.
John
Giancarlo
man.
Esposito.
We gotta give
Mr.
that man all
Edgar.
the credit because he's been relevant since forever, like since
Yes.
the 80s, man.
He's like Uncle George in Lovecraft, like him, like Courtney B. Vance, Giancarlo Esposito. Those are the same class of like epic, like old school.
Yeah, like when
actors.
you can't get one of them, you get the other.
I mean, he's in both this
Right?
and he's in this and The Mandalorian, which makes me so happy. What I like in this, his character is, without spoiling, that he shows that he's either got balls or he's got some kind of secret, like...
He's definitely got a secret, which I'm interested
some
I feel like he's powered, honestly. I have
think
a
so,
very
too.
strong feeling he's
I
powered.
agree with you,
Or-
girl.
Because
Oh,
I
he
feel
has
like there's
safety
no
checks.
way that you're talking to Homelander like that if you can't back up some
Right.
He's taking
self-defense.
count. He's got secret
Or-
compound V somewhere.
Or he's doing some...
Or he's got like a off switch.
I was going to say he's got some backup thing, or he's doing some kind of Christina from Lovecraft Country. Check our spoiler-free review for that. Check our review for
Hey,
that. Not
check it
spoiler-free.
out.
Where
Not
it's like, you
super
can't
spoiler.
shoot me, you can't hurt me.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something like that where it's like, if Homelander tried, it'd
That
be
was
That's
like
the
the
thing.
best
If there's a
monologue
serum,
speech.
there's probably, an anti-serum,
Right, right,
So I
things
feel
like
like
that.
if, he who giveth.
Anyway, on that note, it's going to end soon. But yeah, that's just our spoiler-free thoughts. Don't worry, Sadie's. I'll edit out your spoiler moments.
Sorry,
on,
guys. Y'all know I get excited and then I start spilling the beans.
on the opening of this season, this show airs every, I think, Thursdays or Fridays.
So
Friday,
every
every
Thursday, is
Friday.
there going to be 3 episodes, though?
No, it's
No,
one
it's
episode.
every Friday. It's
Every one
Fridays, I
episode.
think.
It's one episode every Friday. They just did 3 to kind of start you off, get you hooked, and then
That's dumb as
it's
hell.
one episode every week.
I
I'm
know.
about to wait now until it's over. Like, I don't know,
Wait, if you
watch
gave me
it.
3 episodes to only give me 1 now, like, I'm good.
So
Yeah.
tune in.
That's rude as hell.
Once it's halfway through. I think there's 12 episodes this season, or 11. So once we've seen 6 episodes, we'll come back for a halfway season review to see where it's
Yeah,
gone.
like 7 weeks, bro.
Right. Or if we like it, episode by episode, we might do an episodic one. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let Raven
let's see if the show creator lives up
Yes.
to that.
If he
Tell
does,
us in the comments. What do you guys want? What do the
Right.
nerdy rogues want to hear?
if you
Let
want
us
to,
know.
we can make it happen. On that note, thank you, Raven.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mercedes.
Thank you.
My name's English Dave. Check out some of our other podcasts. Find us on social media at The Nerdy Bunch. And as always, Mercedes,
Keep it nerdy.
peace.